Hello and welcome back to another Plamo review. Today we're taking a look at something a little bit different. A stand, the Action Base 4 to be precise, in clear. Apparently it comes in other colors, but I don't really know why you would get them. There's not really much to say at the beginning of this, so let's just get into the review, shall we? Now, this is everything that the Action Base 4 comes with. You get 3 base plates, and each of those comes with one of these connectors on the runner, which connects all of them together. You get this one smaller arm, which is meant more for effect parts, but it's strong enough to hold up a small high grade at least. You get the 2 smaller arms. Both of these have this locking mechanism for the top angle, as well as these ribs down the side, which use these to support it, since there's no locking mechanism in this bottom one. Also, along the side of these are 3mm ports, so you can plug anything with 3mm onto the side of them. We'll come back to that later. You also get a claw for when you just can't connect anything to the actual kit. You can just hold it up with this. Speaking of which, if you can't get a 3mm peg, such as this long, weird one, this more direct one, into an actual kit, you can just have this sort of cradle them up. And it does actually say in the instructions, I'll put up a picture, that if they're a bit too long, you can just cut them off. And you get that in 3 different widths, so that you can pretty much use this with any kit that you get. You also get a couple of miscellaneous connectors here and there. Pretty sure this one is just a 3 to 5mm adapter, but whatever. Also, you do get these pieces, which are for turning these into standalone, shorter arms, which is very nice. This little peg is actually a separate piece, but it's in there pretty good. I don't want to pull it out because it might loosen it and then I'll have to These just peg in here. Pretty easy, honestly, and we'll be getting into it in a moment. So that's everything it comes with. Let's get into the different configurations, starting off with the main build, this single arm with the 3 bases connected together. Now this is more for master grades, but I mean, you can get pretty big high grades, so for any really large suit, this is probably the recommended configuration. But also, having the Action Base as 3 separate shorter stands for high grades, which kind of makes the Action Base 5 a little redundant, considering you can just make 3 stands out of these, but I suppose these aren't quite as good as an Action Base 5 for a high grade. Also, I do just want to quickly point out, if you do separate these into 2 stands, this one goes in, so you can use the medium length. This one goes out, you should use the longer one. And as for a quick size comparison, let's just use the base, line that up, and you can see pretty much it's exactly 10 centimeters across by about 11.5 diagonally, let's call it. So you can extrapolate from that the size of everything else. And finally, while we wrap this up, I figured it's a good idea to show off what you can actually do with these stands. And a few other parts. I'll throw up a card for the effect parts. But yeah, Action Base 4s are honestly good. Really good. They look a little funky to me. I'm still not a huge fan of the appearance. I'm more of a Tamashii Nation Act 5 kind of guy, but they look fine. They're not as garish as I originally thought they were. They're certainly a lot better than the Action Base 5, especially when it comes to the value for what you're getting. Since the Action Base 5 is only a few dollars less than this, and you can only really use it as one stand, I mean, they technically let you split it into 3, but considering it only has one base and the arms are a lot smaller, it's not really as useful as this. And Action Base 4 is only about $10 Canadian, and that's a really good deal for 3 pretty nice stands. So if you're wondering if the Action Base 4 is worth the money, I would say yes, and if you're weighing your options between this and the Action Base 5, I would recommend this instead. But anyway, that's been all for this review. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, it helps a lot. Subscribe for future reviews and watch my backlog. Go follow me on Twitter for updates, and consider supporting me on Patreon so I can keep bringing you reviews, just like this one. And as always, until next time, happy building.